Dave Thomas Show coming to you live from Swanie's on Middle Cormorant Lake. We're having a town hall today talking about land concerns, and we're going to talk to some of the folks from Swanie's here in a little bit. So joining me right now, I was informed that this young lady, a true American patriot, she's only in 10th grade. Her name is Gabbie, is it Froman?
Yep.
I got it right. Hit this right up by your mouth there. You can bend it. You can do whatever. Here, come here. Let me get this right up. There you go. Okay. Now talk. Talk now.
Hello.
There you go. Perfect. All right. So, Gabbie, you're a 10th grader from what? Frazee?
Yep.
All right. And aren't you supposed to be in school today?
Well, actually, I got let out of school a little bit early today because I got to come here to exercise my future voting rights and learn about everything, and also be here to support the veterans that work at the Trump store for free. And I think it's a really good cause, and it's something I believe in, and I'm a very proud Republican, and I love things like this.
Wow, that is fantastic. So what have you learned so far today, just being here hanging out?
Today I learned that there's a lot of other people that believe in the same things I do, and I also learned that it doesn't matter that if people disagree with you or whatever, because you are allowed to have your own opinion, and your voice is powerful, and you can make a difference, and you can show for what you believe in.
Good for you. That is fantastic, hearing that from the young generation. So what do you believe in, Gabbie?
I believe that people are, when you think of America, you think of strong-willed, independent people, and I would like to consider myself a very independent person. Mm-hmm. And when I think of America, I think, like, obviously proud, bald eagles, things like that.
Yeah.
And I believe that anybody can make a difference, and I believe that the younger generation's voice is powerful because that's the future of America. It
is the future of America. So when did you start, following, politics and getting into the beliefs that you have? And you have fantastic beliefs. When did you start? Because you're young. You're 10th grade. When did this start happening with you?
Well, actually, I was a 5th grader.
5th grade?
Yeah. It was during COVID.
5th grade, I was playing with Hot Wheels, man.
Yep. It was right before COVID. I was watching TV because there was all the things with all the elections, and I was like, this is kind of interesting, because at first I was just like, I'll watch it because it's on TV, and then I was like, wow, this is really interesting. And it's not like I was forced on any of this kind of stuff. Like, it's what I believe in. It's what I chose to believe in. And I just kind of started from there. And as I got older, I was more, interested in it and got more involved in my community and making a difference.
What kind of involvement do you do with your community?
Well, not recently, actually. I'll start from a while ago when I was in 5th grade.
Sure.
I got Irma the Emmy. She was a traveling Emmy, and I got to do things in my community to help out. And then I got a different award in my community for kindness and inclusion, and I just really want to be a part and make my town and my city a better place.
So let me ask you this. As someone that's in 10th grade, what are your big concerns in the country right now? What worries you? Because you guys all get to inherit this garbage that's going on that hopefully will go away eventually. That's the number one concern, is the open borders for you?
Yes. Yeah. I believe that, yes, America's a free country, and, you can come to America, but I want people to be able to do it, legally, and not just get to come here and get all the free stuff and get things handed to them. You need to work for what you have, and it needs to be more secure, and that is one of the biggest reasons that I support Trump, and I show the outfit I do with my tattoo and my hat.
I see you got your American 220. You even got your fingernails all done up in the stars and stripes. You were handed out Trump stuff earlier, which I got a really cool koozie from you. So, everybody's welcome to the country, but there's a legal way to do it. Exactly. I have people that call my show, because my show's not real political, it's more local stuff, but we talk about this stuff. You have to, because it affects everybody. And I have people that call the show that are very upset, that are came to this country the proper way. They spent years to become a citizen, and they're seeing what's happening. and saying this is wrong. I did the right thing. I've had people that call that are still waiting for their loved ones, whether it's a spouse or whatever it might be, boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever, that are still working to get here legally. They say, geez, I'd just tell them maybe I'll just go across the border and just walk back across. They'll be better off. And that's scary. But it's what is happening with the crime and the draining of our systems. We're seeing our veterans who fought for these freedoms in this country, fought for people to come live here the legal way. They're being put out on the streets because, places are being overrun by illegals that have come to this country. Where are your classmates at? Are there a lot of young people like you that are following what's going on in this country?
I would say there's quite a bit. Most of my friends don't really care. Mm-hmm. They're just like, "Oh my gosh, Gabbie, you're so into politics."
Yeah.
But they support me in what I do. And there's some kids in older grades that you can see them sporting their Trump 24 hats and sweatshirts and things like that. But I would say I'm probably the one that really expresses it with my outfits, and I'm very verbal about my beliefs, and I express it a lot.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty proud of it.
You don't force your beliefs on other folks.
Absolutely not.
Good for you, yeah, because that's another problem. We've come to a time in this country, and Todd, you'll agree with this. You could either be a Republican, a Democrat, an independent, libertarian, whatever. It didn't matter. And you could disagree with the other side. It was left alone. It's like, okay, yeah, what? But it's just not like that anymore. It's like if you do not believe what I believe, then you're a racist, you're a xenophobe, you're unpatriotic. It was, believe it or not, years ago it wasn't like that, Gabbie.
Yeah. When I talk about it, I just say what I believe in, or when I offered the merchandise out earlier, I was like, "Hey, would you like this?" I'm not you need to take it. You need to do what I do. I don't know. I just like what I like, and I'm not afraid to tell people about it.
What do you like about Mr. Trump?
That's kind of hard to answer because there's so many things.
I'd like to hear that. Yeah, that's good. Good for you.
Yeah, but I just really like how he's very strong, just like how I described. He's strong and independent, and I just feel like most of the things that he says kind of matches the things that I believe in.
Sure. So in 10th grade, because kids can be ruthless. Are kids pretty, your classmates or people of your age, your generation, are they pretty tolerable when it comes to whatever way you go with politics? Are they nasty like adults, or are they pretty, okay, hey, Gabbie, that's what you want, or, hey, that's what you want?
It's actually pretty surprising because I feel like most of the kids, they just let you do what you want and they leave you alone. But if there are kids that have problems, I haven't really came across paths with anybody like that. But I can handle my own. And if something did happen, I think I can manage.
Yeah, I don't think anybody wants to mess with you. All right, so the border's number one. What's number two?
Number two, let me think. I had a list that I made a while ago.
Yeah.
Because I'm very interested in this kind of stuff. But number two would probably be more about what the vice president of Harris wants. Governor Walz wants to put tampons in boys' bathrooms.
Not once, he did. That's done.
He did.
You hear what's going on with that?
I'm a girl, and I don't believe that should be there.
No, it shouldn't be.
I think, changing rooms for babies, that should be in men's bathrooms because, dads are a thing.
Yeah.
But tampons, absolutely not. That is something that I am a very strong believer that should not exist.
You're right. It's absolutely wrong, and that's forcing. We could spend hours on this. So I got to believe then you're the same thing when it comes to having guys play on women's sporting teams or in the locker rooms.
Oh, yes, that's another one.
I feel like a female. I was born in the wrong body. Okay, well, you can go hang out with the girls. That is absolutely, completely disgusting and wrong.
Yeah. And, I don't have issues with friends that have different beliefs than I do. My friends, I don't care what they believe in. We all have our differences and we get along. And I think it's really great because there are adults that can't do that.
Yeah.
Not everybody has the same beliefs, but you get over it and you tolerate them and you love them for...
Yeah, I mean, if you're trans, I don't care. Whatever you live your life, I'll live mine. If you're gay, lesbian, I don't care. I don't care. It's your life, but I don't like what is happening to women. And what really ticks me off the most See how I'm cleaning up my language because there's a 10th grader here? What ticks me off, what really irks me is that for years, it was all about women's rights, which I had no problem with. Women standing up for women. Where are those people now? You see what's happening to these female athletes. They're getting hurt. They're being exposed to guys that say they're women or feel like women, full on male genitalia, just walking around bucking the. Where are all these women? Does that, as a female, does that bother you? That where are all these women that should be standing up and saying enough's enough?
That's a really good question because I don't really I don't believe that biological males. But that's just not something I really follow because that actually just really upsets me, and I don't want to say anything about it because I feel like it's gotten to the point where it's so many people are like, oh, well, anybody can do this, anybody can do that, and I don't really play like a sport other than trap shooting, so it doesn't really affect me.
Yeah, it's not going to affect you trap shooting, yeah.
And I don't really know how to explain that because I don't really have it doesn't happen to me. I don't see it.
Sure.
So I don't really know what it's like. But I definitely don't agree that biological males should play in women's sports.
There you go. Jeff and Felt and Jay Thomas Show.
Hey, great interview. This is outstanding to hear. I was just curious what the local school administration and teachers think of it, though. Does you have any kickback there?
Oh, good question. Does the school administrators, principals, anybody like that give you any
or try to correct you in any way?
Try to correct you because of your political beliefs, or
Absolutely not.
That's fantastic. They just let you be you.
Yep,
great.
And I get to wear the same exact outfit to school on Election Day because the handbook states that as long as your outfit doesn't have anything derogatory or that would be rude to somebody else, you can wear it because you can express your First Amendment rights. And
that's fantastic. Well, kudos to Frazee schools.
Hope on the future.
There you go. Thanks, Jeff. Appreciate the phone call, 701-293-9000. What do you want to do? Ronnie, you got to say those slower in my ear. You're just going... Ross, West Fargo, Jay Thomas Show.
Hi, Jay. I'm just calling. I'm jealous of you.
Why is that?
You're sitting there face-to-face talking to future Governor Gabbie.
There you go. Yes, there you go. Future Governor Gabbie.
I tell you what.
And she'd do it way better. She'd do it in 10th grade. She could do it better than how it's being run now in the state of Minnesota.
Heck yes. And I'm your age, Jay, and I'm just like, it just upsets me how screwed up this country has become. But if the future of the country is Gabbie and those like her, I wish I was about 40 years younger because I'd like to stick around and see it.
Yeah, we're in good hands. Thanks, Ross. Appreciate the phone call. Let's see, Jay. Would you ask Gabbie give her definition of inclusion?
Inclusion. I actually know a lot about this because I try to include everybody no matter what, as long as you're not being rude. I don't care if you're a woman, a man, if you don't think you're either of those. I'll include anybody as long as they're not rude to me. Mm-hmm. And if I get a problem with it, then I guess, I don't know, because I haven't had that issue. But inclusion is definitely something I'm very passionate about because I had moved schools a couple years ago, and I only lasted there for about 2 months because inclusion was just not a thing there. They did not like new kids. I'm not going to say what school, obviously,
sure. Yeah.
But they did not like new kids. They were not including me in anything at all. And so I feel like once I went back to Frazee, I really started being like, wow, I need to make sure that if there's a new kid, I need to include
welcome them,
or
yeah.
Anybody really. If you see somebody alone, you need to say, hey, do you want to eat lunch with us, or do you want to walk around with us? Mm-hmm. Inclusion is of something that is very important and something that I really
see. Now that's the proper definition, Todd, of inclusion. That's definitely another email. Let's see, my phone going. Email comes in. God bless you, Gabbie. This young lady is a true patriot. Listeners are they're liking you. What do you want to do when you get out of school? Are you going to go to college?
Yeah, I'm going to go to college. I want to be a social worker.
Okay.
And I want to do that because my mom had done that for 20 years, and I grew up around it, and she kind of passed down her trait of patience and like being a strong woman. She taught me, like, one of my favorite things my mom ever taught me was, Gabbie, you're an independent woman. You can buy your own shoes.
Nice.
And my mom has
Is that mom right there? That's
yes,
a good mom
there.
right there. Fantastic.
Yep. And so I want to be a social worker because I have that strong personality, and I also have patience to deal with all the struggles that kind of job will throw at me. And I've had a few people be like, oh my gosh, Gabbie, go into politics. But I'm just like, okay, I'm not afraid to express my beliefs, but I don't handle it very well when somebody really is like, when they give me a hard time. I don't like when people don't like me, but I'm not afraid to say what I believe in. And so politics would just be too hard on me, and I feel like it would just not be. It
would take the fun out of it.
Yeah.
For you. Because right now it just seems like it's like, I don't know if I want to call it a hobby, maybe a passion.
Yeah, definitely a passion.
But that passion would go away because now that's your job.
Yeah.
And that's what you have to do.
And like,
day in and
I
day
have
out.
to go do this. I have to do that.
Exactly.
I like it better when I get to choose, like, I'm going to go do this for the community to help the community, or I'm going to go to Swanie's so that I can express my beliefs and hand out merchandise to people that believe in the same things I do.
So when you got here today, what were your thoughts when you saw the people here and everybody having a good time? And were you like, wow?
Oh, I walked in, and I didn't really know what to expect because I had actually never been here before.
I haven't either. This place is really nice.
Yeah, I heard about it from my cousin because she works here, and she's like, hey, Gabbie, you should come because we're having this little get-together at Swanie's, and there's like a cardboard cutout and whatever. And I was like, oh, that's good enough for me.
That's a Trump cutout over there.
Yeah, there's a cutout of Trump. And I got here, and I was just like, wow. And there was people, like, because I had a very extraordinary outfit on, and there's people that are like, oh, my gosh, I want to go visit with her. And, like, I actually visited with some people that worked at the Trump store that volunteer there, and I had a really nice, long conversation with them. And they were like, I'm glad there's still people like you left in the world.
Oh, there's
the younger generation.
Yeah, they're out there. That Trump store that's in Lake Park, it's just when you turn here on County 5 to get over to Swanie's, it's right there, which I'll be stopping by after work. I got a list of items from the wife I have to pick up. The number one item. You make sure that you go in there and you find you got to find scarves for all three of the dogs. She wants Trump scarves for the dogs.
That's a great idea.
So that's all volunteers in there, veteran volunteers?
I wasn't really aware if those ladies were veterans. I just know they volunteered there. But I did meet a nice man when I first got here. I hadn't even gotten in the building, and I had given him a koozie, just like I had given to you.
Yeah, I got my koozie. That'll be wrapped around my Miller J Life when I'm out in the garage working on the car.
Yep, and he loved it so much, and he asked for one for his wife, and I think that either made his day or at least made him really happy.
That's fantastic. Do you work at all?
Well, in the summer, I worked at the Becker County DAC.
What's that?
It's with adults with disabilities, and it's like what I want to do when I'm older, and I don't need to go to college to do that because when I graduate I can just go there. But if I get a degree in social work, it'll help me better with how I understand how I deal with issues and like problem solve. And so I'm going to go to college for social work, and when I'm done with that, hopefully I will be working with adults with disabilities.
Where do you want to go to college?
I want to go to Bemidji College.
Bemidji State University.
Yep, I want to be a beaver.
Beautiful town. You want to be a beaver.
Yep.
Beautiful town. That town is gorgeous. I worked in radio there back in the late 80s. That town was... your mom's listening, probably shouldn't say, that is a party town, Mom. I mean,
she went there when she went to college.
Did you go there? You went there too? All right. Listen, what, before I let you go, because I got to get to news here, Gabbie, thanks for coming and hanging out. Thanks for coming here today. And it's nice to get the perspective of the young folks out there. What do you want to say to people listening? And there's a lot of people listening to this program. What do you want to say to them?
I want to say thank you for listening, and I want to say thank you to all my friends that are like, oh my gosh, Gabbie, you're going to be on the radio. And everybody, especially my mom, for bringing me here and letting me stay to be on the radio and taking me out of school early to be able to do this. And it was a great opportunity, and I'm glad I got to come.
Did you get any school credit for this, like civics? Do they even do civics in school?
Yeah, I actually took civics in 8th grade. I could probably talk to that teacher, and he'd probably... Well, he can't give me extra credit because I don't have his class anymore. Yeah. But he'd probably give me a high five.
Right, give you a high five. All right, well, Gabbie, you are a very bright, intelligent young lady, and I'm glad I had the opportunity to meet you and talk to my listeners. And if there's more like you out there, I think the future's going to be good.
Thank you.
Thanks, Gabbie. Thanks for coming on the Jay Thomas Show.